If you're not familiar with Arthurian legend, don't worry, neither am I. I know for sure that he pulls the sword out of the stone, and I remember hearing that he has an epic final battle with the main antagonist, and they basically impale each other on each other's swords, and that's it. And I know Blind Guardian has a couple of songs about Arthurian legend. I think Imagination from the Other Side is entirely nothing but that, but that's pretty much all I can tell you right out the gate. So I'm going to be honest and say, I'm not going to be that guy who's going to compare the movie to the source material. That's really more Crimson Rogue's shtick anyway, so far be it for me to infringe. I'm the guy who spends 5 to 8 minutes telling you my opinion based on everything I saw and not much else. So all that being said, what did I have to say about The Green Knight? Well, I'll be blunt. I think this is probably the best movie I've seen all year. That might not be saying a whole lot considering what I've been reviewing the last 6 or 7 months, but at the same time, this was really good, I thought. I'll admit, the story of The Green Knight is one of those things that I make fun of and pick at, you know, like, dude just comes bursting into King Arthur's court one day and is like, hey, wanna play a game? Okay. Well, here's how it works. You take one of your guys and you hit me as hard as you can. Okay. Then, I'm going back home. And a year from now, you have to send that same guy to my house, and then I get to hit him just as hard. Well, how is this a game exactly? Ah, come on, it'll be fun! It doesn't sound very fun. Gawain takes the challenge, and he basically cuts the knight's head off, and everybody's like, yeah, what a dumbass, he didn't see that. Wait, is he attaching his head? Oh god. So now, Gawain has to go to the Green Chapel, receive his blow, and shenanigans ensue on the way. I just gotta say, it is so nice seeing a movie that's set in a specific time period, and the music is 100% just that time period. Like, I've reviewed some things on this channel, like, I think it was The Irregulars, the one with Sherlock Holmes, where everything is set in Victorian England, but everything is all Little John's. Turn it down for what?
Stop singing, I hate that song!
You know, they use things like, what in the actual fuck, which is something that people in Victorian England said all the time, you know, that's totally accurate slang. Definitely didn't take me out of the immersion, but in the case of The Green Knight, no, it's 100% as accurate as you can get, at least, maybe more like 99% accurate, but all the same. You know, everybody speaks in these and thous, and the soundtrack consists entirely of, like, medieval music and, like, just general violin. Speaking of the soundtrack is just amazing. I thought it was the best part of the movie. As for the story, again, I'm not going to be the guy who nitpicks this thing because it's not even remotely accurate to the source material, but I will say that while the story does move at a bit of a leisurely pace, it's not unbearable. Like, I've seen some movies that move slow, but they're still good and they're still gripping, and this is definitely an example of how slow pacing can actually benefit the movie from time to time. The movie is ripe with symbolism, but at no point in the experience does it ever feel like symbolism! Everything in that department is positively fine. I felt like the story flowed great. I never felt like there was an agenda being force-fed to me. At absolute worst, there was maybe that thing with Winifred when she's like, why would you ask for something in return? Why would you ever ask me for that? Meh, 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 you know, but that's probably the worst you would find, and even that is kind of a stretch. The problem with talking about movies that are good is that I find I have very little that I can say out loud aside from, you need to see this movie, it is worth the watch, and, well, yeah, it is worth the watch, and you should totally check it out. Undisputedly, I give this movie 4 hats out of 4.